How is COVID-19 affecting political debates? Find out later on Winthrop Close Up.
Interim grades are now available. See how students are holding up despite the changes on campus.
Welcome to Winthrop Close Up. I'm Isaac Smith.
And I'm Sarah Delmenthal. With elections around the corner, presidential and senatorial debates have begun. But with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, they are starting to look a little different. Caroline Riggs shares the latest.
The Commission on Presidential Debates had planned to hold a virtual debate on October 15th, but the Trump administration refused to participate.
In 1960, the first Kennedy-Nixon debate, Kennedy was in Washington, Nixon was in Los Angeles, but one of the Kennedy-Nixon debates. So there's absolutely no reason why the two of them have to sit there in person.
Both Biden and Trump held town halls at the same time on October 15th on ABC and NBC, respectively. Similarly, the South Carolina senatorial debate was canceled just hours before it was scheduled to air.
I think Jamie Harrison did the right thing by refusing to debate unless Graham did a COVID test. Now, there's no reason that couldn't be conducted virtually.
Each candidate was interviewed separately for 25 minutes instead of the scheduled hour-long debate. For Winthrop Close Up, this has been Caroline Riggs.
The Commission on Presidential Debates plans to focus its efforts on a virtual debate on October 22nd.
The effects of COVID are also being felt on campus. Most classes are online this school year, which can mean big changes when it comes to midterms. I spoke with Winthrop students to see how they feel about their interim grades. Winthrop University is committed to supporting student success. One way to do that is with interim grades.
And interim grades are sort of a snapshot in time where you stand in your classes for the first 8 weeks. So I think a lot of students look at them and they're a little bit shocked, oh my gosh, that's my interim grade. So we actually reach out to every student who has a grade of C- or below reported at midterm. And we email them sort of an infusion of all of the academic support resources available to them at Winthrop.
Winthrop has what they call the SU, satisfactory or unsatisfactory grade option. An SU would not be computed towards your GPA, but a student can receive credit in the course as an S in the class. But some students feel like this is not enough.
This semester going forward, I don't think having 1 or 2 SUs is going to cut it for some students. I think they could use maybe a couple more in some cases because, as you get an S in a class, it doesn't really affect your GPA. So I think, it could benefit students more if you had 1 or 2 extra SUs in addition to the one you already have.
Although it's very unfortunate that most regular in-person classes have moved to remote learning, there are numerous campus resources like the Academic Success Center to help students during this interim grade period. If you want to learn more about how the Academic Success Center supports students, visit www.winthrop.edu/ASC.
COVID-19 has caused a financial shortfall for Winthrop University. To offset the financial loss, Winthrop employees are required to take furlough days that are based on their salaries. Winthrop's mandatory furlough would allow the university to save an estimated $3 million from its 2020 to 2021 fiscal budget, depending on their yearly salaries. Employees would have to take up to 20 unpaid days off starting September 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2021. It may not be the best situation, but some employees are grateful to have a job.
I don't have to go through the process of applying for an unemployment and doing that. I have a problem when I'm not able to work, so I can take furlough.
Although the Faculty will be furloughed. This will not impact students. The furlough days will be worked around teacher salaries. For more information about the mandatory furlough, search the Winthrop website, keyword furlough.
In the mood to celebrate spooky season and show off your Halloween spirit? We have the perfect family-friendly event coming up on Winthrop Close Up. Plus, more fun this holiday, how can you watch Winthrop's One Act Festival from your own home? That's next.
Make it, do it, makes us work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger, all than ever. Hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger, all than ever. Hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger, all than ever. Hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster.
Winthrop's theater department is still putting on a few productions this semester, including their annual One Act Festival featuring plays directed by advanced theater students. Gary Newsom spoke with some of the cast and crew.
One of the plays featured in the festival is an adaptation of John Cariani's Lovesick, directed by senior theater performance major Hannah Baird.
The play is essentially 4 scenes. Each one depicts a different obstacle in loving somebody.
Each actor plays 2 characters. Taylor Evans plays Sarah and Jill.
Sarah is really fun because she's just kind of a firecracker and she's all over the place, which is what I think is really fun to play. Jill is going to be challenging because that whole scene involves pregnancy, and that is something I've never experienced.
Kobe Bloomer plays Keith and Kevin and explained how he can relate to one of the characters.
So he's very frantic and very nervous, and I feel like I'm kind of that way in some aspects, so I really like that energy. I get to do it in an exaggerated way.
Baird elaborated on why she chose this play for the festival.
I love John Cariani. He writes very real shows that hit home in your feelings, and I really wanted to do something like that.
Evans said the most challenging thing about the play is having a small audience.
It'll be very weird performing for very few people when I'm used to doing a full black box, and you're used to having this whole energy created by the audience.
For Bloomer, playing 2 characters is the biggest challenge.
It makes it a little harder to memorize your lines and also to kind of get in the right mindset for both characters, because when you're memorizing one, you're thinking of it in a different way than you're thinking of the other.
The One Act Festival will be broadcast virtually on November 14th and 15th. For more information, visit the Theater and Dance Department page on the Winthrop website. This is Gary Newsom reporting for Winthrop Close Up.
Bard says people coming to the show should expect to laugh until they cry.
As the spooky season approaches, many parents are looking for fun and at the same time socially distanced activities for their children. This year, Rock Hill will be having their 37th annual Boo Ha Ha Halloween Festival. The event began in early 80s and has been a safe alternative for trick-or-treating. Although the event will look different than previous years, kids can still look forward to getting lots of candy.
Make sure everything's pre-wrapped. Typically what we do is kids walk around and collect candy from each station. Obviously we can't do that this year. So what we're going to do this year is have kids drive through. I know we talked about that. And they'll be handed one bag full of candy. And our hope is to really fill that bag full of candy for them.
Right. All Buhaha volunteers who will be passing out candy will be screened prior and wearing masks. The goal of this event has always been to maintain the safety of the children. Buhaha will be on Saturday, October 31st at Fountain Park in downtown Rock Hill from 10:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. You can also check out their Facebook page for more information.
The fall season is here with its seasonal markets dedicated to serving residents with their food and holiday decoration needs. The town of Fort Mill opened up its fall market just a few weeks ago, running every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. People can buy and sell produce, flowers, gifts, crafts, and more. There's even free entertainment from local musicians.
The fall market is actually a great way for people to come out in an open air environment to check out a wide variety of vendors. We have artisan crafts, homemade items, food and beverage, farm produce. It's just a really good selection. So it's a good opportunity for people to come out and enjoy something in the community while also staying safe.
The fall market is located in the Veterans Park on North White Street. It is scheduled to take place every Saturday until November 21st. For more information, go to fortmillsc.gov. Just ahead, a new way to make friends while getting in shape.
From skydiving to fencing, there are plenty of ways to get involved at Winthrop, but there's never been a club for running until now. The running club was created by students and approved as an official organization on September 14th. Members say everyone is welcome, no matter what their experience.
I think running just really gives you a time to take a break from everything else and take care of your body and just kind of let your mind rest from other things.
The running club does not have a specific date for their first practice, but hopes to hit the pavement by the end of October. For those interested, make sure to follow the running club on their Instagram.
'Tis the season for spooks and scares. As Halloween quickly approaches, local haunted attractions are gearing up for their scary festivities. The 901 Nightmare in Rock Hill has officially reopened for the 2020 Halloween season, and the scares have only gotten more intense.
Some are pop scares. Most of them are scenes you don't see. Not sure. You might think, oh, something's coming here, and it's not, and oh, nothing's here, and it is. So, a lot of pop scares. There's some scenes that are more acting. You see it in front of you, but you don't know exactly what's going to happen. Some good acting.
Parking will start at the beginning of the street, and there will be a 901 Nightmare bus to transport individuals to the trail. Chad encouraged individuals to come in groups of 6 to 8 people, as the groups will be going through the trail one at a time to ensure social distancing guidelines. So Sarah, what are you dressing up for this Halloween?
I'm dressing as the character Zelda from the games Legend of Zelda. What about you, Isaac?
I think I'm gonna go as a bishop. My father was a pastor, so I think this suit would do just fine.
I did not know that. That'll look very snazzy.
Right.
Thank you for joining us on Winthrop Close Up.
Be sure to follow us on social media to stay up to date on what happens in our community.